The judge who oversaw Tom Benson's mental competency case has ruled to keep the record sealed. Now, this comes after local news organizations pushed to unseal court records to find out more details about Benson's state of mind when he rewrote his will to give his wife, Gail, ownership of the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans sports franchises. The Associated Press reports interest in the situation has been heightened by revelations Saints executives engaged in a behind-the-scenes public relations campaign to help the Archdiocese of New Orleans manage fallout over clergy sex abuse cases.